Bruichladdich is just one of these distilleries that's doing everything right.
Oh, wow.
At least in my books.
Okay.
They closed down in 1994. They reopened in 2000 and started making whiskey once again, 2000 or 2001. And when they did so, they kind of brought an ethos that they wanted to make something, again, that's fully of the place where they are, on the west coast of Scotland, in the Hebrides, place that, in my recollection, was referred to as the Isles of the Blessed. It's a place where my family actually emigrated from to come to Canada, to Nova Scotia back in the day. So I have some personal family connections to that place.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was wonderful to go back there. Now, Bruichladdich, they don't color their whiskey. It's all natural color. They don't chill filter their whiskey. They just do a simple barrier filter to remove charcoal. And this particular whiskey, this is the Bruichladdich Islay Barley 2013. It's an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey. It is made 100% from barley that they've grown on the Isle of Islay. So they actually have recruited local farmers into growing barley on Islay, and they're using just that barley to make this whiskey. That's a tough thing to do on Islay, because it's a really rugged coastal atmosphere, really windy. There's lots of storms that come by.
Right.
And that is not the best environment for barley to grow.
Right.
There was very few people, in my understanding, in recent history who were growing barley on Islay. Historically, there was tons. Right. But lately there wasn't. And they've been instrumental in bringing that back to the island by actually saying, no matter what happens to your crop, we're going to buy it from you. We want to support our farmers here who are supporting us. So that is a really cool thing. So we get so much information from this whiskey. We get the year that it was distilled. I think if you dig into it, you get the year the barley was harvested. You get the name of the 7 farms and the locations on Islay where it came from. They're giving you all the information you ever wanted to know. It's first fill American oak casks, so American whiskey or bourbon casks. That's 75% of the cask makeup. It's also 25% refill French oak, which would typically be French wine casks. They're giving us all the information we'd ever want to know about this whiskey.
Wow.
Makes me really excited because I nerd out on it.
Yeah.
Real hard, as you can tell.
Yeah.
But I also love Bruichladdich because not only are they doing everything right with the whiskey, they're treating their employees right. They're B Corp certified. And so that means that they are actually committed to not only paying their employees a living wage, but actually having them gainfully employed. Right. So they actually, I believe, the largest private employer on Islay, an island that I think has like 11, 12 distilleries soon. There's more and more announced every day, it seems. They are just doing everything right. They're also very environmentally conscious. They just re-released their blue bottle. I think we have it on the shelf up here.
Right.
They've re-released a new design that's actually using recycled glass as opposed to these ones. I guess they weren't before. Like, they're trying to make decisions that are more environmentally conscious.
Right.
I love that. I love that ethos. I love trying to do better for the people who work for you and for the people in your community, with the farmers, as well as just the environment and the planet in general.
And then the customer as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So if we take a nose on this, you can see why I put the lid on it.
Yeah.
Because it's a very shy nose. But this is 50% alcohol. This is the strongest whiskey so far.
Really?
Really pretty nose, really subtle, floral, some like sea breeze, coastal elements. I love that. Some lemon citrus, malt sweetness.
This one might be the best one.
Yeah, so far?
So far. This is really good.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
Yeah, it has, you're right, it has like a flower smell.
It's so wonderfully pretty.
Yeah.
It's a delicate whiskey. This is a whiskey I'd typically add water to because water will release aromas. If you add drops of water, you'll get an even more expressive nose on a whiskey. And it'll also give it oftentimes a more velvety and creamy mouthfeel. Right. So right now, I'm getting a bit of pepper on it. So it's a little harsh for my take right now. So I would typically add a little water. That would bring it down if I added some water. Maybe it'd bring it down to that 48% I was talking about from that 50. But this is a beautiful whiskey. I appreciate what Bruichladdich does.
Yeah.
Now, if I put this in front of you, this glass right here is that blue bottle we were just talking about. That is their standard release. That is their classic laddie. Yeah. Now, this Islay Barley is 9 years old. That one is non-age statement. They don't tell us how old it is. Right. If you smell those, I'm wondering if you'll actually find if there's a difference between them.
Weirdly, I find this one smells stronger than this one.
Yeah? They're exact same alcohol percentage.
Okay.
That one is older, but that one's made with the Islay Barley. I do find Islay Barley gives a more full mouthfeel.
Right.
I really like what it does in that. But this all could be just me looking for things that are different, right? But I really like that they're really playing into this idea of terroir. So I think it's
This
something.
idea of what?
Terroir. So
Did you just say that word just thinking that was just not going to get a question?
Yeah, I totally did. I'm that person, apparently. At work, sometimes they call me Mr. Big Words because I just use words and they're like, what are you saying? Yeah, I'm bad for that. So terroir, I believe it's the French word for just like dirt, earth.
Okay.
And what that's representing, if you're talking about in wine, it's a concept from wine, basically, where the type of soil that the vines are growing in impacts how the grapes are going to taste and how the wine's going to taste.